Okay, we got Aprila. Got the answer. So now look at the commentary, you see. In the commentary, Chattaro ja asawaja. Okay, this is one word. Inyeja kilesa prilaha vipaka prilaha. This kilesa prilaha is modified by the vigatakara. Vigatakara kilesa prilaha. Vigatakara vipaka prilaha. So burning by kilesa which make us vexation. So burning by or distressed by resultant consciousness which make us vexation. So kilesa prilaha, vipaka prilaha. This prilaha is modified by the vigata. Vigata kara kilesa prilaha. Vigata kara vipaka prilaha. Okay. Okay, now we will see Adivasana Bahadaba. At first we were trying to understand according to the grammar. Katameja Bekawe Asawa Adivasana Bahadaba. Ida Bekawe Beku Brisenka Yoni so Kamo Hoti Sidasa he endures. Sidasa we have to translate as an accusative meaning. The case is a genitive. The meaning is accusative. Sidasa kamo, onasa kamo, jigichaya kamo, pibasaya kamo hodi. Dansa magasa wada dabasri sabasan pasana kamo hodi. The sampasa is the contact. Endure the contact. Duroda is spoken or badly spoken or bad words. Durodanam vajana patana. Duragadanam vajana patana. Durodanam modifier to the vajana patana. Duragadanam modifiers vajana patana. Vajana pata means words. Vajana pata means words. Vajana and vajana pata the same meaning, words. Durodanam, vajana patana, badly spoken words. Duragadanam and vagam words. Kamo hoti, no? Durodanam, vajana patanam, kamo hoti. Duragadanam, vajana patanam, kamo hoti. Obananam, saririganam, vedananam, kamo hoti, adivasaga, jadiga hoti. Obananam, saririganam, vedananam, the feelings vedana. The feelings that rise, the rising feelings that happens in the body. Saririka. Saririka can be understood sarira ika. Sarira, so the body. Sarira is body. Saririka is belonging to the body. Saririkana. Vedanana. This saririkana vedanana, you have to take only the vedanana, which rise in the body. Obanana, according to the obana means at the moment, such a painful feeling already risen, have risen, that has risen, that rise in the body. This Vedanana also modified by many words. The first word is dukkha. Dukkha means painful. Dukkhanam Vedananam, painful feeling. Debbanam, karanam. Debbanam, karanam, katukkanam. Teipa also, you can translate the reckon, rek, R-A-C-K. So like, when we have the very strong headache, at that time, it looks like a reckon, the head, the reckon. The rek and the sharp. So piercing. The same meanings. Sharp headache. The khara, teipa, katuka. Piercing. Katuka is piercing. Khara is sharp. The Deibanam Vedananam, you can understand. Dukhanam Vedananam. Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. He used to endure such a painful feelings, the rising painful feelings that rise in the body. He used to endure Vedanana also modified by the regim feelings. Sharp, which is piercing. Teibanam, Kharanam, Katukanam. The Asadana also modifier to the Vedananam. So Asada, Amanapa. Asada means unpleasant or disagreeable. Asadanam, Amanapanam, unpleasant, Amanapa. Disagreeable and the unpleasant. Panaharanam, which can take the life, so which can kill, take the life or can kill the life. So this Vedananam modifies by many adjectives. The first one is Dukhanam Vedananam. Now in this way we can divide the sentence. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Vedananam, Dukhanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbanam, Saririkanam, Teipanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Kharanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Katukanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Asadanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Amanapanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. Ubbananam, Saririkanam, Panaharanam, Vedananam, Adivasana Jadiga Hoti. So when you read the original text or maybe commentaries, sometimes there are many adjectives. At that time, we can divide the sentence like this. So in this way, the sentence will be more clear to us. So Yinyesa Bekawe Anadi was Sayadaw, Obijayum, Asawa Wigada, Prilaha. Adi was Sayadaw. Ewan Sati Asawa, we got a Brilaha, Nahondi. I wanted to read the sentence. Yenyesa Bakeaway. Okay, Yenyesa, how do you divide? Diploma students. Yahi Asa. What is the meaning of Yam? Where this Yan should be connected to? So to divide the words is the first step, and the second step is, okay, we have the Yam, this Yam, where we should be, to which word? the word yang should be connected. This is the second step. Okay, no. So read again, I don't hear your voice clearly. Yang Jisa is Yang He, as okay, Yang should be connected to which word? Okay, and where Yang change into the Ye, I mean, Yang Jakundriya Samvara is the second method, The first method, we change this Yang into the Ye. At that time, we are connected to Yang Ye Asawa, Yang Ye Vigada Parilaha. What is the meaning of the Asa? Diploma students, Asa, his. Why do we translate in him? So originally Asa means his, But at that time I explained to you why this Asa should be translated in him. That point also very important when you read the commentary and the sub-commentaries, This method, like Asa is originally his or hers. But, we translate in him, but when we translate in him, at that time we have the reason. The reason is why this word should be translated, because of which, because of what? No, I'm asking the diploma students. How much they can remember, I'm testing, Asa, Santane, Santane is original word or later added word? Newly added word or originally it is mentioned, the mentioned word. Added word, okay. Why do we add this word? The next question. Because we want to add, we add it, no, not like this. Why do we add? To be consistent with the context, To be, now we are learning about the Asava, Samvara, Bahadava, or Dasana, or, we have the context. We have background, conditions, background, connections. To be consistent with the background connections, sometimes in the commentaries, they add new word to get the more, consistent meaning. To get the more consistent meaning, the commentaries used to add new word. So Asa, his, just if you translate Asa, his, I think his is a genetic case. Genetic case directly cannot connect to the verb. So his means, what is his? His means his, mentality or his continuity of the mind and body. This is a Santana. By adding the Santane, the meaning is complete. To get the complete meaning, to get consistent meaning, the commentaries, commentaries, sub-commentaries used to put at new words. Such a new words also we call in the Pali grammar, Patha Sesa, What is that? Patha Sesa, Sesa means remaining words. We call the Patha Sesa. Sometimes also we put gerund forms, for example, Hotowa. Because the meaning is not complete at the time, to get the full meaning, the commentators used to add new words. That new words also add here. This knowledge was very beneficial for you later. You will see later how important it is. Asa Santane, Yam is connected to the Yan Ye Asawa. So Vigada Brila, how Vigada Brila connected? Vigada is a modifier, Brilaha is modified. The kilesa also make us painful, the vexation, make us tired. The Vibhaga also make us tired. Vibhaga Brilaha, kilesa Brilaha, and Vibhaga Brilaha. To understand the Sutta exactly, precisely, also very useful. Maybe you may not notice now, but later when you read the other suttas at the time, I think that knowledge will be very useful, very helpful for your understanding. Okay, now here is Adivasana, Pahadabha. Okay, now we have already analyzed how these words are connected to each other according to the Pali grammar. Okay, now we will see again, we will connect again. Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Parisankha Yoni so. Parisankha means the diploma students. Parisankha means Parisankhaya. Parisankhaya, ya is dropped. Originally it should be Parisankhaya. Kamohodi. Parisankha Yoni so. Kamohodi. Endure. What does it endure? Sitasa kamohodi. Okay, 1 point, one sentence. Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Parisankha Yoni so sitasa kamohodi. Kamohodi sitasa. Ida Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Parisankha Yoni so kamohodi unnasa. So sita means cold. Unna means heat. Okay, Jigechaya, hunger, Pipasa, thirst. When you are thirsty, when you are hungry for the water, it is Pipasa. When we are hungry for the food, it is Jigecha. Dancer, what is the meaning of dancer? The gadfly, Magasa. Mosquito, Wada, Adaba, sun, sun, the heat from the sun. Sarisapa, creeping things, Sampasa, contact. Contact with gadflies, mosquitoes, wind, sun, the creeping things. Durodanam, badly spoken or ill spoken. Duragadanam, unwelcome words. He endures. How many things we need to endure? Sita also we need to endure. So what is endure? Endure means even though we experience very, very cold, but we don't stop walking. if you are meditating, because of cold, you don't stop your meditation. Even though you experience very, very intense, very, the strong heat, but you don't stop your meditation. Not only you are meditating, but you are study also, including everything. When you study, even though you are very cold, but you don't stop your study, you don't stop your meditation, you don't stop your, because of heat. The jigechaya, because of hunger. So when we are hungry, we don't want to do anything, we want to lie down, But even though there is hunger, but don't stop our work. We continue our work, even though we experience hunger. Pipasaya, when we are thirsty, but we don't stop our meditation, so our study. That is kamohoti. Jigechaya kamohoti, pipasaya kamohoti. Dansa magasa, when you are meditating, sometimes mosquito will bite your body, then you want to, hit the mosquito, In this way you change. That your meditation is broken, that's fine. Because you are mindful at the moment of in breathing or breathing, then you want to hit, You want to move your hand. You want to move your body, then, your meditation broken, which means we could not endure it. Wadadaba also went. Adaba is sun. The Surisapa Sampasanam. Sometimes some insects, or maybe even though we may, experience, see the, you feel the snakes, going up in your body, but they don't stop the meditation. Surisapa Sampasanam, Kamohodi. In the Buddha's time, those Arhantas are really very, very respectable. We should worship them, every day. Like, for example, Bhakula Thera, What is his name? Bhakula Thera. I used to talk about that Thera. This Thera is very famous for his healthiness. He lives up to the 160 years. So when did he become a monk? When he was 80 years old, 80, he became a monk. Then as a monk, he lives as 80 years. So after becoming a monk, 80 years, he never lied down. Within 80 years. So we compare ourselves maybe to such a Arahanta, we are very, very extremely weak. He sleep, but the reclining against the wall, maybe reclining against against the pillars. He may take rest or sleep, but he never lying down. That is one of his wonders. How many years? No 1 year, no 2 years, no 3 years, no 4 years. It is 80 years. 80 years, never lying down. It's amazing. So how his Kandi Samvara, how powerful his Kandi Samvara is. So, not only the, Dansa Magasa Wadadaba, Sarisapa Sampasan, at that time the body will be very, very painful, because of not lying down a long time. This is, even though he has such a suffering, miseries, but he never lying down. Like his Mahagaspa Thera. Okay, Kamohodi. Sitasa, Kamohodi, Onasa. How many? Sitasa, Kamohodi, Onasa, Kamohodi, Jigechaya, Kamohodi, Pipasaya, Kamohodi, Sampasa, Kamohodi, Vedananam, Kamohodi. How many? 6. 6 things are endured by those arhantas, or those persons who is really diligent. Adi wasaga jadi kohodi. Sidasa kamohodi. Okay, now I wanted to read the English translation. So manage into life means bana harana. Take life. Take in the life. Manage into life. So which can take away the life means which can kill the life. Okay, carry on. Wine taints. Okay, if we cannot endure such difficulties, what will happen? Aswas will rise. Kama sawa, bhava sawa, data sawa, vijja sawa. So, kama sawa, bhava sawa, data sawa, vijja sawa also, there are many possibilities to rise in our santana, continuity of the mind, and the body process, materiality process. Not only from the Jaku Dwara, Sutta Dwara, but from the use of the badly use of the 4 requests also asava can rise. Not only that, because of not enduring those difficulties, asava will rise. Okay, now we are going to see the commentary. The Sutta Ona, he explains again. The commentator explains, starts his explanation with the Siddhasa Kamohodi, Onasa Kamohodi. In the paragraph number 24, you will see, Parisinka Yoni so Kamohodi Siddhasa. So Ubayena Patena wisely Pejoketawa Kamohodi Siddhasa Kamohodi Siddhasa Siddhan Kamadi Sahati. So Siddhasa is explained by the word Siddhan. Going to the Siddhan, genetic case Sasa is translated as accusatives. Kamadi means Sahati, to endure. Na awira puriso viya abba madagena bisidena jaladi kambati kamatana wijahadi. And that sentence is very good. Awira puriso viya, like a co-word, no? Co-word, C-O-W-A-R-D, co-word. Like the one who is fearful, like a fearful person. He is not valiant, no hero, and valiant. They are used to be afraid of. Avira. Vira means a hero, valiant. They never afraid of anything. They never fear anything. Avira, do you see Avira? Avira means he is no hero. He used to fear everything. he used to be afraid of anything. So afraid of anything means whatever difficulties come across, he easily give up. The one who easily give up because of difficulties is called Avira Purisa. So Avira Purisa, because saying the Purisa, you may think 80 is not included, but a Purisa here means a human being, The 80 is also, the women also included. Avira Purisa Viya. Avira Purisa Viya. Abba Madagena Bisidena. Just by a little cold. Na Jalandi, he doesn't tremble. Na Gambadi, he doesn't shake. He is not shaken. Na Jaladi, na Gambadi. Na Kamatana Wijahadi, he doesn't give up his Kamatana. Abba Matake Nabi Sidena. Just by a little cold, we give up our study, our practice. Abija ko lomasa naga thero wiya. So now the example is given. Anapage nabi site na photo. Na jaladi na kambati. The simile is lomasa naga thera. Okay, underline. The name of the thera is lomasa naga thera. Anapage nabi site na, roughly translating, even in the very cold situation, he doesn't tremble. He was not shaken. He just only paid attention to the meditation. Kammatthana mewa manasikroti. Okay. Therogiya chitiya pabbadi piyan guhaya. Padhana gre viharando. Thero Viharando. Adoratake, Hima Pada Samaye. Where does he live? Padhanagara Monastery. Where it is? Piyangu Guhaya. The Guha means a cave. The name of the cave is Piyangu. The name of the mountain is Jediya. So roughly speaking, when he was living in the cave in the Jediya mountain. Andrataka Hima Pada Samaye. Andrataka means 8 days. 8 days in the winter season. Many days are cold, but the most cold, the coldest days. Andrataka Hima Pada Samaye. At that time, the snow was falling. So the whole ground may be covered by the snow, maybe. So at that time, how did he endure such a cold? Logantarika niraye, pichawakaitawa. So Logantarika niraya, okay, underline. Logantarika niraya, there is one niraya. It is, according to the text, that niraya, that hell, situated between 3 walls. According to the Buddhist cosmology, the planets are, there are 3 planets, for example, or maybe 2 planets. Between them, no sun reach. Maybe here is, our world system. Because, outside this, solar system, there's another world system, according to the science nowadays. The world means, solar system, according to the some, references. So outside the solar system, there is no light. So between these 2 walls, it's totally dark, totally cold. This is the coldest place in the 31 planes. In the plane, those persons who are suffering in the Logandrika area, they live there. They live, like stuck into the, the walls. Sometimes they fell down from the wall, and their body completely fell to pieces. But they are born again. in such a the coldest time, maybe, the 0, plus 1,000 degree, 10,000 degree, I don't know, this is the coldest place. At that time, the Thera contemplating that Lokandrika Niraya, or now the cold I experience is still very warm. In comparison with the Lokandrika Niraya. So then he endures this cold. Then he continues his meditation. Avijahando abokase widinamisi. Abokasa, open space. Abokasa is open space. In the open space, without giving up Kamatana, he spent the whole night. So Siddhasa Kamohodi. What is the name of the Thera? Lomasa Naga Thera. Where did he live at the time? Chediya Mountain. Chediya Mountain, Piyangu Cave. So how did he overcome such a intense cold? Contemplating Lokandrika Niraya. Okay, now the next paragraph. Kevolini Yobeku Adimadami Onan Sahadi. Suiwa Terowiya. Ayam Kamo Onasadi Wididapo. We don't translate exactly. Terogia Kira Gaimasame. Picha Badam, Suiwa Tero means so Ewa Tera, Lomasa Naga Tera, Gaimasame, Picha Badam, Bahi Jenkame, Nisiti. Outside the monastery, he said, after the meal, after the lunch, Kamatana Manasikrondo, Sedabi asa Kitchehi, Mochandi. When he was contemplating Kamatana, developing Kamatana, Seda means sweat. Seda, sweat. Sweat released from his armpit. From his armpit, Kitche, from the armpits, the sweats are released. Ata nem andi wasiko aha. Ida bani nisi data. Sitalo oga so. Venerable come here and sit here. This place, cooler than this place cold. Tero ona bayini wami. Auzo ida nisi nodi. Awiji mahaniraya. Bijowakedo nisi diwa. When he experienced such a very strong heat, at that time he contemplates Aviji Niraya. The people, the beings who are suffering in the Aviji Niraya, their suffering is countless, cannot be measurable. So in one of the Jatakas, like in one of the Beta Vittus, so the nephew was, he was crucified, At that time, his uncle at the time was a deity. He became a deity because one of his karmas, okay? This uncle came every day to his nephew because his nephew was crucified. Crucified, So he said, oh, no, you are happy. Your life is good. Every day he came, your life is good. But he was crucified. How big his suffering is. One person who lived there, he asked him, why did you say like this? Is a crucified. It's so intense, painful. It's great miserable, great misery, great suffering. Why do you say this is happy, good? Because my nephew, when he passed away, when he was killed here, he will be born in Niraya Wopu state, hell. This suffering in the hell is 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times more suffering than now. Then I told him, oh, you are good, you feel good, you are happy. I said like this. In some suttas, the Buddha said, So one person, he is pierced, penetrated by the 1,000 swords, spears in the morning. In the afternoon, 1,000 spears or swords penetrate his body. In the evening, 1,000 swords or spears penetrate his body. The Buddha said, now the Buddha asked to the monks, what do you think? He is miserable or unmiserable? Not miserable. The monk said, no need to say. Even one, at the needle, stick, to penetrate into our body or into our bone is so suffering is immeasurable. Sometimes you feel, the toothache. Great suffering, we cannot speak any other person. But one sword, one spear penetrate our body. What do you think? Great suffering. It is not just one, it is 1,000 spears or swords penetrate the body. Second time in the afternoon, 1,000 spears. In the evening, 1,000 spears. His suffering is immeasurable, incomprehensible, so intense. At that time, the Buddha picked up a lamp of the earth. The Buddha said, you see the lamp of earth in my hand. What do you think? This lamp of earth is compared, when it is compared with the Himalayan mountain, which is bigger. So no need to say a lamp of earth is so small. Himalaya is so big. The Buddha said, in comparison with the suffering in the hell, with the suffering now 3,000 spears to penetrate the body, such a suffering is similar to the lamp of earth in the hand. The suffering in the Wubu hell is like a Himalaya. The suffering the man experienced from the 3,000 spears is like a lamp of earth in the hand. The suffering in the heart is like a Himalayan mountains. This is because of this, the Thera, we go back to the story. The Thera contemplates the suffering of the Avijji-niraya. Avijji-niraya is the longest, the deepest. So for the persons who kissed mother and father, who divides the Sangha, such a heinous crimes some people committed. Those people are suffering, experience suffering in the Avijji-niraya. So Avijji-niraya suffering incountable and immeasurable. So in comparison with such a suffering or such a heat in the Avijji-niraya, now Thera thought, I'm sitting outside under the sun. This suffering is very little. He can endure it. He doesn't give up his meditation. This is a Siddhasa Kamohodi, Onasa Kamohodi. So these two paragraphs also teach us how to endure the sufferings when we met them. Normally when we met them such a pain, we think this pain our pain is bigger than yours. Like we always, make our pain very big. In this way, we cannot endure it. So by reducing to the smaller size of the pain, what we experience, in this way, we can endure it. So compare this pain, this suffering, sitting in the sun, with the suffering in the Wupu state. The suffering sitting in the sun is so small. It's nothing in comparison with the suffering in the Wupu state. In this way, we change our psychological perspective of the suffering, of pain, or difficulties, troubles. Whenever we meet the troubles or difficulties, we think this trouble is the biggest trouble that we have in our life. In this way, we could not endure it. When we have such difficulties, problems, this difficulty is very small, comparing with the suffering of where and the, of someone or somewhere. In this way, we can enjoy it. Always, we psychologically we create our difficulties are so big, So the suffering we have is the most important thing in the world. To cure it, to remove it. Other sufferings, other pains are not important. So just change way of thinking. According to these stories, what we see is that the Thera change way of seeing things. Actually, the heat in the sun is just the same heat. The cold in the Antarctica is the same cold because of change of his way of thinking. But the cold not less cold. The heat not less hot. Actually, we make them, we make those difficulties, those heat, cold, to be lesser to our mind. We don't change outside. Okay, now we are cold, then we install the air conditions. This is not the way to solve the problems according to the Theras, according to the Lomasa Naga Theras. According to his way of, his solution is he doesn't change any environment. Okay, the heat will be the heat, the cold will be the cold, but he changed his inside. By changing the inside, we can bear, we can endure many things. According to these two stories. Siddhasa kamo hodi, Onasa kamo hodi. Okay, to endure the Siddha and Ona, no need to install the air conditions. No need to stay no need to move to the, colder places. In Myanmar, it is a Meimyo, because we are afraid of the cold heat. In the summer is very hot. We move to the Shan state, So it is not the way that, the Lomasa Naga Thera used. So he changed his mind. He doesn't change the environment. Okay, we will continue this tomorrow. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.